Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ripple the Twine podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Summerman. Today, we are joined by Flyers right winger Wade Allison. Wade was a 2016 second round pick by the Flyers. And how are you doing today, Wayne?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Initially, right now, you are in one of those camp battle spots, and you are going for one of those positions as the Flyers right winger. Can you talk about that for a couple of seconds? Like, how do you feel like you did? I know you mentioned today that you felt that you've done enough to make this team, but how are your initial thoughts of what you believe you could do on this team right now?
Yeah, I feel good. I put in a lot of work here, and I feel good with where I'm at. I've been working hard every day, been trying to do the best I possibly can, and I feel confident in my ability right now. And so hopefully I can make the team here and have an impact and help really get us to the next step here.
Now, you were one of those guys that came into camp fighting for one of those spots. Was that the mindset change that, that you've come in different from previous seasons where have you been hurt or not on like the kind of radar that did you have a mindset change this year that that you actually had a great chance to make this team?
Yeah, I didn't really think about it like that. I just kind of showed up, just ready to work, ready to display what I've been working on, what I've been training so hard to build myself as a player. And so I just came in. I worked as hard as I possibly can, tried to do the right things and take care of what I need to, and I feel like I've done well. Obviously it's just the beginning, but yeah, I like where I'm at.
You're one of those guys that kind of plays with a chip on his shoulder. One of those guys that's an energy guy. Why is that so important? Not just for you to put an impact on the team like that, but also your teammates. What does that do for your teammates? Being that type of guy that you can protect them, but also be that guy that brings a lot of energy every night.
Yeah, other players feed off energy. I feed off it myself. When you see somebody out there working as hard as they possibly can, putting in that second, third, fourth, fifth effort, on every play, you got to look back and respect it. You got to be like, you just see it and you're like, I respect that. I see how hard you're working, and I'm gonna work that hard for you too. So that's something I try and do all the time. That's just the way I was taught to play the game from a young age. My dad was always on me. He never cared about how many goals I got or whatever. He wanted to see me work my absolute heart out, and that was the most important thing. So that's where I learned it. I learned it from a young age.
Kevin Hayes talked about it after one of the preseason games that, it was a relief for him that he didn't have to go back to the bench every single time to worry about his injuries. You being healthy now, does that kind of feel in the same way that, it's finally good to know that, you don't have to worry about your injuries and you're now basically don't have to, feel like that you have to work your way back?
Yeah, it's nice just being able to play. Not just kind of you can have that clear mindset, and just focus on playing instead of spending your time focusing on trying to block out the pain, and it's always there. And then you're overusing other parts of your body because you're trying to compensate for whatever's hurting you. And so the moment you can take that away and be healthy and feel good and be confident in what you're doing, it's an unbelievable relief. And I feel good right now. I got nothing bothering me. I've taken great care of my body, and so it's nice. I'm able to get into that mindset and really just flow with the game.
Now, I had Ronnie on earlier this season. You've joked a lot of times that you guys are there, and he joked to me about that, he's been kind of following your coattails around. What's it like to have him still on the team with you as roster cuts are today, but to just have him this long with you on this process?
Yeah, I love it. I love Ronnie. He's an unbelievable dude. He's one of the funnier guys I've ever met. And so just to be able to play with him every day, it's awesome. We spend a lot of time together, so it's good to play with a close buddy like that.
Yeah. Now, you are kind of in the news the other day with your hair. Can you give a background story of why you did cut your hair and what was the purpose behind that? Was it just something that you just want to get a new look going, or was it something to just, get something off and, it's one of those things where it's like you're a new guy?
Yeah, just a little change up, just figured we'd cut it.
It
It's
wasn't a
not
bet
much
or
to it.
anything like that. It wasn't, you didn't lose
No,
anything like
I didn't lose any bets. Just figured I'd change it up.
Now, going forward to this season, you're pretty much one of those guys it seems like is a lock for this team before this thing. What can you bring to this team other than that energy that we talked about that you feel like you can bring to this team this season?
Yeah, I mean that's the number one thing I can bring. Compete in all areas of the ice at all times of the game. You know, for me, that's kind of a staple. I like to set for myself. You know, just be the hardest worker. I think I can really help out. I think I can put the puck in the net too. I think I can really help this team try and take the next step. You know, and yeah, I hope I can. You know, I'm gonna do my best.
Now, going off that, you are one of those guys that are could be anywhere in this lineup. Could be in the top 6, could be in the top 9, or could find a fourth line spot. Does it matter to you where you play in this roster, or does it matter that you're just on the roster and playing every night?
I'm happy to be here. I'm going to do the best I can in whatever position or whatever role they put me in, and you know, just work from there. And obviously, I'd love to be a first line player, but yeah, you know, you got to start somewhere. I'll start on the fourth line, whatever. You know, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be living my dream, and I'm going to do the best I can. I'm just happy to be here.
Talk about living that dream for a second. You were featured on the Flyers behind the scenes short story this offseason. You talked about the family that you stay with every single year in preparation. How did that come to be, and how did that start with you going there first before you even started to going there more years?
I was probably 18, 19, just looking for a place to train. I mean, I grew up on a farm. There's not a whole lot of training that's near me, you know. No big cities or nothing, and not a ton of elite hockey players around that area. So for me to find this place, and I actually met that family at a 3-on-3 rink I was just skating at, and he's my buddy Christian. He's their son. He's the guy like I hang out with all the time. He's a goalie, and he was just on the ice before I was, me and my other buddy, and we're just like, hey, you know, you want to stay out for another hour? We'd love to have a goalie. We just kind of create a relationship through that, and yeah, 2-3 years later, I'm living at their place. So, you know, they're now family to me. You know, it's such a it's a unique story. You know, it's not something I would ever thought would have happened. You know, but I'm extremely grateful that it did, because they are truly beautiful people. You know, it's I really lucked out on that one. I don't know what I did to deserve to meet them, but I'm happy I did it, because they're beautiful people. They treat me like family. I love them. I'm very fortunate for sure.
Now, you guys are one of those, the locker room is kind of like a family. You guys almost all got here pretty much September 1st, well before training camp started. What did it mean for you guys to all be here? I know Cam has said multiple times that it's like that's forming something. What did it mean to everybody here to not just get, you know, the new guys in here, but also all of you guys that have been here and kind of get all your personalities to mesh?
Yeah, I mean, it's more time together, you know. I mean, we got a lot of new faces here, so the more time you can spend with each other, the more relationships you can create, the more you can see guys pushing themselves to the max. You know, we're all doing it together. We're all like, you know, when we're bag skating and stuff, we're all suffering together. So when you can feed off the other guys, you know, and you're all working together and you're all working towards the same goal, it's just more time that you have together. You create a stronger relationship, a stronger bond, and you're just willing to go farther for the next guy, because you know he'll go just as far for you.
What did it mean for, I know Nick came out and said off the second day of training camp that he invited you guys all over. What did it mean for a guy like Nick, who just came in here, to invite everybody over to get even more, all the families together?
Yeah, I mean, that's important, you know. I mean, he's coming in, he's going to be a big part of this team for a long time. And he's a good player, he's a special player. He's somebody who you can watch every day, and you can see the effort he puts in, and you're like, I will go to war for you. You know, you know, he's going to have your back, and so it's very easy to have his back, and to come in that early and to invite everybody over. You know, it's a very nice thing of him to do. It just shows his willingness to help and to try and try and create this identity that we're trying to create here.
What is that identity that you guys are trying to get? I know John Tortorella is focused on that a lot, but what is that one identity you guys want to be known for?
Hard to play against. You know, you get nothing for free when you play us. Everything you get, you're going to earn it from us. And so it's something we're working on every day, you know, to be physical, to be strong, to just have teams not want to play us, you know, when they look on the schedule like, shit, you know, we got to play the Flyers. That's something we're trying to create here.
Now, you guys today had a pretty long skate, and you guys, John, has been focusing on conditioning and skating. Does it feel like that you guys aren't still going through all that, that you guys still have to, he's pushing you guys every single practice to get through everything?
Yeah, I mean that's how you get better. You push yourself to the max, and then next time, you get that 1% further. So you're just continually building on top of every day, so that at the end of the year, we really like where we're sitting.
Now, my last question, Wade, is you guys start the season on Thursday. What is your message to the fans of, what they can expect from not just you, but this whole entire team this season?
We're planning to win. That's why we show up to the rink every day. That's why we love what we do. There's nothing better than winning. And so yeah, just we're gonna go out there. We're gonna compete every day. We're putting in the work every single day. A lot of guys are, yeah, we've been suffering sometimes, but we're suffering together, and it's for a cause. It's so that we can be better. It's so that we can put it together as a team and really figure this thing out.
Thank you, Wade, for joining me today. It was a pleasure, and good luck this season.
Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for having me.